What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my stream. I'm Peter Roman. Today we are continuing the development of Aeroboticar Uprising, which is a video game that you see in front of you being edited right now. Just gonna check if I'm live real quick to make sure the stream is actually working. I don't see it popping up yet. Okay, there it is. Looks like it's working on my desktop. Oh, there it is. Okay, popped up. Cool. So, just to catch you guys up, I know probably not the same people are going to be watching this every time I start a stream, so I feel like I have to kind of go over the basics of what's going on here at the beginning of each stream. But basically, this thing right here, the Aeroboticar, is kind of the main character of the game. I designed this in engineering school. I have a patent for it. There is a model right back there that you can physically see in the real world, so it's manufacturable and designed to be able to be made in the real world. This level is just a bunch of buildings with a long road. I'm gonna be doing a flight controls tutorial level. Kind of the beginning of the game is this map here. The story for it is that you're a engineering Navy SEAL and this player right here with this gun entity, and you'll be able to shoot enemies and fly your Aeroboticar around and go through different worlds and defeat the evil villain Dr. Thorne at the end to get rid of his plan to take over the world with his ominous artificial intelligence. That's kind of the gist of it. I'm still working on it. I don't have all the details figured out, but with your feedback as I'm streaming, with what you want to see in the game, I'll be able to kind of implement the different game mechanics and storyline into it. But if we launch the game and play it, you can see you have a gun. I might have to change. No, okay. So what we did yesterday is that we implemented a way to shoot. So as you can see, there's sound effects. So empty gun clip is that sound. That's reloading. And I'm looking down here. Can you guys see that? The 30 out of 30? That's sort of the ammo. And that's that's all we got yesterday. I feel like we might need some enemies. I mean, I want to animate the gun so that it looks like it's firing. Does Fortnite animate the bullets? Fortnite gameplay? Does Fortnite animate? Here, I'm just gonna look at my own video. I think that's mine. Yep. Okay. Content. Live. I was playing Fortnite at one point. Let's just watch that. Oh yeah, it does. Oh yeah, it does animate the bullets. Huh. Okay. Okay, so I'm at the point where I want to animate the muzzle flash as well as the bullets so that people can see when they're shooting. Is that something that is possible in PlayCanvas? Yeah, absolutely. Adding muzzle flashes and bullet tracers is a very common and effective way to make shooting feel much more impactful in PlayCanvas. Here's how it's typically done. Muzzle flash. This is a quick burst of light and particles right at the tip of the gun barrel when you fire. How it works. You create a visual effect asset. This is often a particle system designed to look like a fiery burst or something, or sometimes just a simple texture plane like a starburst shape that quickly appears and disappears. You place an empty entity at the exact tip of your gun barrel model, parented to the gun. Let's call it barrel end. Okay. Okay, I'm just putting it at the tip. Um 1.3, 0.1, 4. Yeah, that looks good. Barrel end. Barrel. Whoops. You make your muzzle flash effect a disabled entity or template asset. In your first person movement script inside the shoot function, you clone the muzzle flash template or enable the disabled muzzle flash entity. You parent it to the barrel end entity so it appears in the right place. You immediately set a timer using set timeout or rely on the particle system's duration to disable or destroy the muzzle flash effect after a very short time, like 0.05 to 0.1 seconds. This creates the flash effect. Bullet tracers, visual only for raycasts. Since your shooting uses an instant raycast, the hit is calculated immediately. The bullet itself doesn't actually travel over time. Tracers are purely a visual effect added afterwards to help the player see where they shot. How it works. You create another asset, usually a simple particle system that emits a streak or a thin cylinder plane mesh with a bright texture. You make this tracer asset a disabled entity or template. In your first-person movement script, inside the shoot function right after the raycast, you instantiate the tracer template. You set its starting position to the barrel end entity's position. You set its rotation to match the direction you fired, usually this camera forward. You add a simple script to the tracer entity itself. Let's call it tracer movement JS. This script's only job is, in its update function, move the tracer entity forward very quickly along its local z-axis. This entity translate local 0 speed times dt. Keep track of how far it has traveled or how much time has passed. Destroy the tracer entity. This entity destroy after it travels a certain distance, example 100 meters, or after a short time, example 0.5 seconds. So you don't clutter the scene with old tracers. In summary, muzzle flash, a very short-lived effect attached to the gun barrel tip, triggered by shoot. Tracer, a separate entity spawned by shoot, oriented in the firing direction, which moves quickly forward using its own simple script and then destroys itself. This combination provides great visual feedback for the player, making the shooting feel much more dynamic, even though the actual hit detection is instant via the raycast. Alright, so let's start with muzzle flash. Can you walk me through how to implement that? I already attached the barrel and entity at the tip of the gun. Let's see what it says. Okay, let's get that muzzle flash working. Great job sending the... Oh god. Okay. Wow. Okay. Create the muzzle flash visual. We need something to actually show when the flash happens. The simplest way is to use a flat plane with a flash texture. Create plane entity. In the hierarchy, right click on your barrel end entity, select new entity, primitive plane. Primitive plane. Oh, primitive plane. I think this is what that's talking about. There's a particle system here, though. I wonder if it knows about that. Rename this new plane entity muzzle flash. Orient the plane. Select the muzzle flash entity. In the inspector, set its local rotation to -90. X value to -90. -90. I don't know if you guys can see that. I had to... Whoops. What happened? Here we go. Hold on, let me... Oh, there it is. Okay. .1 and .09. .1. This makes the plane face forward out of the barrel, assuming your barrel points along the z-axis relative to the camera. Adjust its local position z value slightly, example 0.05 or 0.1, so it appears just in front of the barrel tip, not inside of it. Okay. Adjust its local scale, example x 0.2, 0.2, 0.2 to make it the right size for the flash. I guess we'll work on that later. I don't really know what the right one is right now. Create a flash material. In the asset panel, right click new asset material, name it muzzle flash. In the asset panel, right click new asset material. Material. Let's open materials. And then let's do material. Oh, sweet. I can paint, I think, in this. New material. Muzzle flash material. Select muzzle flash material in the inspector. Change shading from lit to unlit shading. Hold on. In the inspector. Shading. I don't see a shading. Opacity. Something that says lit. Light map. Other. Muzzle flashes don't need lighting. Okay, I don't think we have that option. Under opacity, find blend type. That's there. Blend type. Change it to additive. Okay. This makes the bright parts glow and add light to the scene. Find a simple starburst or flash texture online. Search for muzzle flash texture transparent. Okay. Which one do you guys like? I kind of like that one. Or this one. That's a video. Or maybe something like that. Oh, these are vector files. Ooh, that one. Come on, man. I don't want to spin right now, bro. Bro. Download PNG. Let's see if it downloads. I don't think this is working. Muzzle flash texture, PNG, this guy. There you go. Oh, we have one viewer. Thank you for coming. Let's go to muzzle flash. Muzzle flash this guy. Let's put this into here. Opacity this guy. Is it showing on this side? Why is there a question mark? Why is there a question mark on the gun? Drag this texture asset onto the diffuse map slot and opacity map slot of the muzzle flash material. Okay. Ensure the opacity maps channel is set to A alpha. Alpha to, what is this? Ensure the opacity maps channel. A alpha. Didn't you say additive? Under opacity, find blend type. Oh, blend type. Opacity maps channel is set to A. Opacity maps channel. Maps channel. Okay, where's the map channel? Oh, look at that map. A alpha. Okay. Drag this texture asset onto the diffuse map slot and the opacity map slot of the muzzle flash material. Ensure the opacity maps channel is set to A alpha. Assign material. Select your muzzle flash entity again. Okay. Drag muzzle flash material from assets onto its model components material slot. I believe that's this right here. Oh, look at that. It's showing up. Okay. I might want to scale that a little bit to like 2.5. Okay. Assign material. Select your muzzle flash entity again. Drag it. Model. Disable by default. Select the muzzle flash entity and then check the enable. It should disappear from the view. Update first person movement. Now we tell the script to find this muzzle flap entity and turn it off and quickly when shooting. Copy and paste this entire updated script into your first person file. this whole thing. Oh, new muzzle flash function right here. After reload. First person and after reload. Start reload function, end reload, and then right here. Help finder, find ammo asset, find ammo element. Okay. Does that actually work? Let's launch it and find out. No, that doesn't work. I think I have to define the attributes or something. I might have forgotten that part. Yeah, right here. End new optional physics group. This goes inside of new muzzle flash attributes. Yep, let's do that. Empty sound, reload time. Right here. Sound sound attributes. I could probably paste this whole thing, but new muzzle. I don't want to break anything. Console log. Oh wait, that's wrong. Hold on, that's wrong. New muzzle flash attributes first. Okay, and then after sound component, this entity sound and new var app, this app. Okay, this has to go in there as well. I think that should work now. Let's parse it. Player, parse, muzzle flash, entity, I think. Let's parse it again, launch it. Let's see if that works. I think does it show up from the back? I think it's just backwards. Like this guy has to be like that. Let's see if that works. Yep, that works. But it's not Hold on, you know what? Let's just copy this entire code. How many lines is it? 243. Let's see if that works. Parse it. Launch. Oh, the muzzle flash works. App is not defined. The muzzle flash does work. Let me just show chat that. Downloads. I'm getting this error. Does work. I just said I'm getting this error. Muzzle flash does work. So I don't know what the app is not defined thing is on this game error thing. It's analyzing it right now. Investigating a bug. Oh, great. Another bug. First person movement.js 125.5 script method on update. Call component method on update. Fire. Update tick start. Acknowledge the error reference app is not defined indicates that the variable app is being used in a scope where it has been properly defined or accessed. This usually happens if var app is this equals this.app is missing from the function where the error occurs or if there's a typo. Looking at your code in their error trace line 125, the error is happening inside the update function. Although variable app is equal this.app is present early in that function. Let's make the access explicit everywhere to ensure it works correctly. I will edit the update function and Canvas first movement.js script to use this.app directly inside of the local app variable. I've updated the update function in Canvas script. Changes made. Replace all instances of app.keyboard with the update function with this.app.keyboard. This ensures the script always tries to access the keyboard input system. Please save, parse, and test again. I don't see it. I don't see the code. I think the canvas on Gemini is glitching. Can you redo that? Let's see if this guy knows what he's doing. Well, let's see if the glitch goes away, because right now it just says immersive content redacted for brevity, but I think there's supposed to be the script file here. Sometimes things can get out of sync. Let's regenerate the complete first person script exactly as it should be after adding the sound effects and fixing app is not defined error. This version uses this app directly in the update function. Please replace the entire content of your first person with this code. Come on, you can do it, Gemini. You can do it. Okay, let's do that. Parse. Man, that's not working again. No, let's go back to this version. I think I need to insert the code into Gemini because it's forgetting things like the jump function. Okay, jump kind of works. Let's tell them I'm just gonna put that didn't work. Here is the code. Here is the most recent code that works. Please update it exactly. Only add the muzzle flash thing. Exactly. Only add the muzzle flash thing. Oh man. How's everyone's day today? Let's see if it, yep. Acknowledge. I will update the working script you provided by only adding the necessary code from muzzle flash, keeping all exactly codes the same. Here's an entire script ready to copy and paste into the Canvas file. Yeah, because when I let's see if this works. 333. See, I feel like it deleted a bunch of stuff. Why is it doing that? Like, why are you freaking... Like, am I not prompting you correctly? You keep deleting code that is necessary for things like the jumping function. Stop deleting code. The number of lines that are in the script that I give to you should only increase, not decrease. Write everything necessary so that all I have to do is paste the entire thing into the engine. I'm new at this. Code that works. Sorry, I'm just hungry. You got it. My apologies for the confusion for changing the script structure. I understand you want to stick with the create script format that is working for you and just adjust. Add the ammo display logic. Here's the complete first movement script. I've taken your exact working code and only added the necessary lines to find and update the ammo counter UI. What? That's not what I asked for. I'm probably prompting it wrong, but yeah. Let me just see if it's on there. Okay, so when I enable it, it's there. The ammo element is not what we're currently working on. We are trying to get the muzzle flash to work when I shoot the gun. Here is the entire working code again. Only add the new muzzle flash code that makes it enable on shoot, and make sure to take into account the, what was the error that we were getting before? The reference app is not defined error. Let's see if that works. I need is just this muzzle flash to enable and disable on shoot. And I think Gemini is having trouble remembering everything. There might be a limit to how much it can be prompted or remember when you're doing a coding what are those things called? Understood. My apologies for the confusion and for modifying your working code incorrectly. We will use the PC create script syntax. Is that right? Yeah. Here's your entire first-person movement script exactly as you provided, with only the necessary code for the muzzle flash added in the correct places. Nothing has been subtracted or changed. So why is there only 341 lines of code? Let me see if he added some sort of comment. Oh, it's because I didn't add this guy. That's why. That other code might... Yes! Let's freaking go. Okay, that worked. Okay, now we need to do the tracers. Thank you. I'll thumbs that up. Thank you. Now let's move on to the next step, which is the tracers for the bullets when the player shoots the gun. Please walk me through how to do that, as well as give me the code. That's so cool. There's like a little line, I don't know if you guys can see that. Look, let me look straight up. See how there's whatever. You know what I could do? Is I could take this barrel and muzzle flash thing and rotate it like that, 270. Let's see if that helps. There's still lines, but alright. You bet. Let's get those tracers in. This is a two-part process. Create new script, tracer movement, that will control the tracer's life and movement. Update your existing first-person movement script to add a new attribute for the tracer and spawn it when you shoot. First, create a new JavaScript asset in your project. Okay. Create a new JavaScript asset in your project named tracer movement.js. Paste exact code into it. Okay. Let's go to script. Add new script asset. What is he calling it? Tracer movement? Tracer movement, this guy, and then create this guy. Okay. How to create the tracer movement template. Now let's create the visual object for the tracer in the editor. Create a primitive. Right-click root in the hierarchy. New entity primitive box. A new entity primitive box. Name it, rename this entity to tracer. Scale it, select tracer. Select, where was I? Scale it, select tracer in the inspector, set its local scale to be very thin and long, like 0.01, 0.01, 0.5. 0.1, whoops, 0.01, 0.01, and 0.5. Okay. Add tracer script. Click add component script. Add tracer script. Click add component. Add component. Script. Add your new tracer movement script. Adjust the speed. Example 100. Parse this crap. Parse this right here. Tracer speed 100. Lifetime 1 or 0.5. Let's do 0.5. Remove physics. If it has a rigid body or collision component, remove them. The tracer is just visual and shouldn't interact with physics. Create material. Create a new material asset. Name it tracer material. Create a new material asset. Okay, so go to materials. New asset. Material. Create a new material asset. Name it tracer. Set its shading to unlit. I don't have that option. Go to diffuse and set the tint to a bright color. I don't have that option either. Oh, I do actually. Let me move this guy up. Tracer material. Same bright color to make it glow. Assign material. Drag your tracer material onto the tracer. Onto the tracer. How do I do that? I think it's this guy, material. Oh, it's red now. Sick. I guess you can color in PlayCanvas. But what color should it be? I'm thinking like a gray or like a yellow sort of thing. Like that. Make it a template. Right click the tracer entity in the hierarchy, template, new template. New template. What did I just do? I've never created a template before. Delete once the tracer template asset is created. Delete the tracer entity from your hierarchy. Oh. Oh. Delete. So if I delete this, it will still be there. Okay. Part 3. Update first-person movement. Here's your complete working first-person movement with only the necessary code for the tracer added. Nothing has been removed. I didn't get that. Please redo that. Gemini didn't show me the updated first-person movement script. Please take this working code and only add the necessary code to make the tracer added. Alright, so I think it should be more than 341 lines of code, whatever he does. Hopefully he, doesn't break anything else, like the muzzle flash. That took forever to get to work. So now we just need to add the tracers, which will look pretty cool. I see that I sent the wrong script in the previous message. Here's your first script with only the necessary code for spawning bullet tracers added. All your existing code for movement, jumping, ammo, sound, and muzzle flash remains exactly the same. Okay, cool. It looks the same. 341 code, 341 lines. Okay, go. Almost. Okay. So he added about 20 to 30 lines of code. Seems about right. Let's parse it. I think I have to parse this guy. Tracer template. Right here. Parse it again. Launch it. And... oh! You guys see that? Oh my god. Look, and it's like... I wonder what happens when I shoot the building. Yo, that's so cool. I do kind of want to make it darker though. That's sick though. You see it? It's like there's bullets coming out. That's sick. I do want to put the tracer sort of in its own folder just to keep it no, delete that. I just want to do some upkeep. Let's see, new folder, rename this guy to gun tracer, and then put this guy in there, and then muzzle flash player, where's the tracer? Right here. And then just re-add it. Let's see if that still works. Oh my god, that's so cool. It's like shooting bullets. That's so cool, man. That makes the game so much more realistic. Man, does it bounce off like objects and stuff? That's so cool, man. It like, I don't know. I wonder. What should we do next? What should we do next? I guess we should add. I'm thinking like I want to make it like animate the gun so that when you're shooting from the hip, it's like how you see right now. But when you right click like this, it adjusts to the center of the screen so that you can shoot the gun you can shoot the gun from like aim down sight. Okay, thank you so much. That worked. I would like to work on the aim down sight thing now. The camera does zoom in when I right click, but the gun stays in the same position. How do I make it so that when I right click, the gun's position relocates to the middle of the player camera, so that the user can use the reticle, iron sight to aim and shoot. How do you say to aim better, or whatever it's called? Bro, I'm so impressed by the fact that I just learned how to add bullets to a game. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, you can actually. You can see it on stream. It looks better in person, like on my screen. You're right, the camera zoom is only half the effect. We need to add the code that physically moves the gun model. You already have the ADS FOV and HIP FOV attributes. The logic in update that changes the camera's FOV. We just need to add the logic for the gun's position. Here's your complete first-person movement script. I've only added the necessary lines to define the hip and aim down sights, positions in initialize, and move the gun between them in update. What was added? Hold on, how many lines of code is that? 371? I don't think he did anything. Let's see if he added anything new. Gun position lerp. Oh, it's called a lerp. Well, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Is there like a new attribute here or anything? No? Just remind me to undo one time. Oh, it worked. Okay, but the position... Alright. I have an idea. It worked. So what needs to happen now is the camera needs to go no, it worked. It's just my position of the gun model is wrong. Let's see if that. I wonder what that would do. Hold on, undo that. I think I might just need to tweak. Go into the initialize function around line 100 and be prepared to tweak the this ADS position until the gun lines up perfectly in the center of your screen when you right click. Huh. Okay. Okay, so I am prepared to go into here about around line 100. Okay, define ADS position. Hip fire position. Oh, this could be any. Okay. What happens when I change this to... This is the Y direction, so this has to be... Let me see. Gun model. Negative 0.3. I think that's negative 0.3 then. Negative 0.0. Negative 0.3. Does that work? Fix it? Oh, I could delete this. Launch it. Yep. That works. But I think I might do... I think I might raise it a little bit to like 0.25. Congrats, bro. That's awesome. I think I still might need to raise it to like 0.2. Let's see if that works. Player parse. Make sure it's parsed. Guessing and checking. Yep. But now you can't see. Now you can't see the tracer. I want to be able to see the tracer though. Okay, you can see the tracer now. Okay, I want to add like a... Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. I was gonna say maybe add like do you think it's it's a good idea to add some sort of X to the middle of the screen when wielding the gun so that the player can align the X with the enemy while shooting. I think games have that, right? I think games have something like that. Let's see what Gemini says. Whoa, why'd it reload? Yes, that is an excellent idea and a standard feature in most first-person shooters. Crosshair, that's what it was. And it gives the player a constant focal point for hip firing. We can easily add this using the same HTML CSS method we used for the ammo counter. We'll also add logic to automatically hide it when you aim down sights, since you use the gun's iron sights then, and when you're reloading. Here are the complete updated files. I don't want him to get rid of it while I'm create a crosshair. Create a new HTML asset in your project name crosshair.html. UI HTML crosshair HTML. You didn't write the code though. I don't think that worked. Let's do one thing at a time because Gemini is not loading the code. I can't see it. Can you just go step by step? What is the HTML code look like? Check your internet connection. My internet connection. You're right, my apologies for the large code drops. Let's do this one small, clear step at a time. Create the HTML for the crosshair. Name it and paste that. Oh, this single thing? Oh. I was like, bro. Okay. I was like, where's the code? It's literally just the plus sign. I don't know what I was thinking it would be. I overthink stuff, I think. Crosshair. Crosshair.html. Yes, let's do the CSS next. This is fun. This is like when stuff works. It's a good feeling. You know, when you have bugs and glitches. All right, container of all UI elements. Add this new style. So we just need that. Styles, this guy. Oh, and then UI. Yes, I am ready for the UI. For the updated UI.js. Okay, you ready for the UI.js update? What was added? Hold on. Huh. How did he remember what that was? Can you take this working UI.js script and update it? I'm not sure where you got that one from. Let's see if he you know, this probably would work. I just want to make sure. That there's my apologies for the confusion. It looks like I wasn't referencing a file that hadn't updated correctly. Let's use the exact code you provided. Only add the new lines from the crosshair. Here's a complete updated. Yep, see, this one's a little bit longer. And we can move on to updating. Attribute slot, okay. UI, crosshair HTML. Crosshair HTML. I'm ready. Okay, and first person movement. I am ready for the first person movement script. Here is the entire working script. Only add what's necessary. Don't remove. No. Don't remove anything. You know, if I want to build out a full game, I feel like one day these lines of code will be so big that I won't be able to just paste it into Gemini and tell it to just add whatever into the whole thing to where it needs to be. And you're right, 100%. No, 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 no. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. Damn it. I wonder if he added the thing that we were just working on, the crosshair. No, we're working on implementing the crosshair.html and updated UI.js script into the first person movement.js. Here is the code again. Please only work on implementing the crosshair functionality. Everything else was working fine. Only add. Let's see if that works. I'm sorry if I'm not talking. There's no one in here. I mean, you know, this is going to be played back later. You know, it's going to be saved in my video, so in the future someone might come back and watch this. And I'm just going to be sitting there kind of zoned out. But how long have I been streaming? An hour and a half. 100% right. My apologies. I got my wires crossed and was fixing an old error. You're correct that your script already includes a muzzle flash code and the fix for the app variable. You just need to add the logic to find and update the ammo counter UI element. No. Only added this to make the ammo counter work. No, we're not doing the ammo counter. I'm talking about the crosshair. No, we're not doing the ammo counter. No, we are not working on the ammo counter right now. That already works. Please only implement the crosshair HTML and UI updates to first person movement .js. Keep everything else the same, only work on the crosshair thing we talked about. I think it's such a big file that he's getting his wires crossed, like he said. Why are you debugging the counter? The crosshair UI. Crosshair UI. You know what? Just let me launch it real quick. See if it even shows up. Nope, it doesn't. The code didn't show up on Gemini. Please try again. Crosshair ID. Excuse me. No. This is a fantastic piece of debugging. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go back to this. This guy right here, step 4. Great. Let's do this now. Think about how to integrate a crosshair, keeping in mind the legacy PC script syntax. The goal is to make it simple and elegant, maybe using a separate script. I'm getting tangled in our previous steps. You are correct. We are working on the crosshair now that ammo UI is done. Thank you for reposting the code. Let's do this correctly, only adding the crosshair logic. Here's your complete first-person movement.JavaScript. I've only added the new attribute and the new lines of code necessary to find and control the crosshair. Finally. How many lines of code is this? That looks right. Let's see if that works. Do I have to do anything here? No. First person movement. Crosshair UI. Okay. Let's see if that worked. Oh, there it is. There it is, guys. Nice. Very cool, very cool. Awesome. What do we do now? Enjoy it for a little bit, play the game. Oh, the crosshair's still there when the Aeroboticar. Actually, you know what? That's not a bad thing. Because we're going to need the Aeroboticar to shoot as well. The Aeroboticar needs to shoot as well. Does it though? Does it? I don't know. Does it? I feel like it does. I feel like it might. Right? Guys, what do you guys think? Do you think the Aeroboticar should be able to shoot? How would we do that again? I forgot. I forgot how to do that. Oh, nice. The crosshair disappears when I'm reloading. What do we do now? Add a health bar. The enemies are going to be shooting at us. So, are they though? Can we program? I feel like we can. I feel like we can program. Yeah, we can. We can. I've seen it done before in JavaScript. Like on RuneScape, you know, the enemies can track you and follow you, and it's not exactly AI, but it seems like it's AI because it's on an entity that's resembling a creature or some sort of living organism, and they're following you around and attacking you. So I think we should add a health bar. Great, thank you. Great, thank you so much. That worked. Let's work on the next step and add a health feature so that the player knows when they are going to die. I also actually no, let's do that. Great, thank you so much, that worked. What do you think we should do next? I was thinking maybe add stuff to simulate player health. Let's just be very vague, because I know there's stuff that he knows that I can't even think of right now. Like health bar, dying, reload, restart. Like if you die, you need to restart the whole level, and the level resets. And you have to start from the beginning. And it's going to be hard. Like, these enemies are going to be difficult, so you're going to have to really shoot your way through them, and they're going to fight you, and you're going to die and stuff. So, it's going to be legit. That's great. I'm glad the crosshairs all hooked up. You're thinking exactly like a game developer. You have a player who can move and shoot, but right now there's no risk. Adding player health is the perfect next step to create a real game loop. Here's a simple step-by-step plan for how we can implement a basic health system. Add health to the player. We'll start by editing your first-person movement JS script. We'll add a health attribute, default to 100, and a max health attribute. Create a take damage function. We'll add a new function inside first person movement. I don't like how he's doing everything in one like script, you know? But I guess that's how it has to be done. Call take damage amount. This function will lower the health variable and check if health has dropped to 0 or below. Create the health UI just like we did for ammo, counter, and crosshair. We'll create a new HTML file like health display and add a style for it in styles.css and update your UI.js script to load it onto the screen. Link health to UI. We'll make the take damage function update the new health UI element every time the player gets hurt. We'll also add a function to first person movement JS to find this UI element when the game starts. Handle death in the take damage function. If the player's health reaches 0, we'll add logic to handle it. Example, log you died to the console and reload the scene. Create a damage zone for testing. This might be like a tomorrow project. What did we do today? We did the aim down sight, right? We added the tracers, we added the crosshair. Oh, the muzzle flash is gone. I just realized that. Wow. I just realized that. Wait, why is the muzzle flash gone? Wait, hold on. Hold on, before we move on, after we implemented the crosshair mechanic, the muzzle flash no longer is working. Fixing the scope issue. Tackling the scope problem. Refining the solution. Diagnosing for persistence. Identifying the new bug. Refocusing for the muzzle. Debugging the muzzle flash. I wonder why that's happening. You're right, that's frustrating. Let's figure out why the muzzle flash stopped. Adding the crosshair code shouldn't have broken the muzzle flash, as they don't directly interact. The problem is most likely the muzzle flash entity. Oh, maybe I just didn't add. No, it's there. It is definitely there. In the script, let's add some console log messages to your trigger muzzle flash function to see what's happening. Here's your entire working first person. I have only added a few console logs. Trigger for nothing else has changed. I didn't stop the response. Hold on. How do I... Oh, it's because I pressed the X on the... Sorry, can you resume? I mean, I see... I don't know why it's not working because I see the muzzle flash function. Oh, your existing muzzle flash code. Oh, hold on. Stop this. Let me just see if there's anything else that he commented out. Muzzle flash is not working because you commented it out by saying your existing muzzle flash code instead of actually writing the function code. Take this code and add the muzzle function code to it. Oh, it's not letting me paste now. Hold on. I think I did that like 3 times. Let me just make sure that it's 1 time. It was glitching. Alright. I hate when he does that. Like, I'm not looking through the code and I don't feel like, you know, implementing the new code myself. I'd rather just copy and paste the whole thing. Absolutely late. My apologies. I left that function body comment out by mistake. Here's a diff to update first with the full trigger muzzle flash function. This will check for the muzzle flash entity, enable it, and disable it. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Where is it? Muzzle flash function. It should say right here. Prototype trigger muzzle flash. That right there. Let's see if that works. Parse. Launch. The muzzle flash should work now. Yay. Alright. Okay. Thank you for that, Gemini. I appreciate it. Even though it shouldn't have happened in the first place. Created. Okay, if you're ready, let's start with step 1 and 2, adding the health attributes. Let's do this part. Let's do this part right here that you said. All right. This camera looks like it has two, or this gun looks like it has two sort of, you know what? I want to make this red. Or pink. Pink. I want to make it pink. Gun model. This material. Or do you have red? No, he doesn't have red. Or yellow. Let's do yellow. Yellow. I think a yellow gun is better than purple. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Got it. Let's add those health mechanics. I'll edit the first person movement file in the canvas to include a max health attribute, a UI attribute for the health display, and the take damage, die, and respawn functions we talked about. Okay. Existing code. Existing code. Modified. Hold on. Oh, wait. Is he done? I think it got stuck. Stop response. Hopefully it works if I stop it. I think I broke Gemini. I think it might be too big of a ask. Let's refresh the page and see if Oh, wow. I can't even scroll up. Let's add health mechanics to the game. What do you figure we should do for that? I think like some of the stuff we did got erased, and I have to reprompt like the whole thing. That's a great next step. Since we don't have enemies or fall damage yet, nothing will call the take damage function to test it. We could add a temporary debug key like H that makes the player take 10 damage when pressed. How does that plan sound? If you're ready, I can modify the first person movement.js script to add all of that logic. Do you think we should add enemies first in that case? Before doing the health, adding the enemy trigger. That's a really good question. It's kind of a chicken and the egg situation. You could do it either way. My recommendation is to add the health mechanics first for a few key reasons. It completes the player system right now. We're building all the core systems for the player movement, shooting, ammo, reloading. Health is the last big piece of that. It makes sense to finish building the player as a complete object. It's easier to test. We can add the health system and a simple H key to test, take damage, and respawn in about 5 to 10 minutes. Enemies are a big step. Creating enemies involves AI, even simple move towards player logic, navigation, their own health, and making them shoot back. That's a much bigger task. It prepares for all damage. Once we have take damage, we're ready for any damage source. Enemies, fall damage, explosive barrels, etc. I think we should stick with the plan, build the health respawn logic now, and then next we can tackle the much more exciting task of adding an enemy that can use that new take damage function. Does that sound good to you? Yes, here is the entire script for movement. First person movement.js. Please update it with the following code we talked about. Please don't say things like your blank function here. Don't comment out functions. I don't want to go back and find what you didn't write in. Keep it exactly the same, only add the updated. What are we doing? Only add the updated functionality. Don't remove or subtract anything. Okay. Developing game mechanics. Integrating health updates. Got it. I will update the entire script with the new health damage and respawn mechanics, including the debug key. Here's the complete updated first-person movement.js file. Let's see if he said anything like, I gotta like double check this guy for real. Because sometimes I forget to prompt him. Check physics group is optional, modified, da. Oh, new, check if dead. If this current health is less than or equal to 0, return. New health damage respawn functions. If already dead, do nothing. Current health less than or equal to amount. I forget what that means in code. No, that means less than or equal to. Does not equal to? No. What is this? That's bothering me. What does this mean? What does mean in code? Subtraction and it subtracts the value of the right hand operator from the value on the left hand operator. Oh. Subtract amount. Oh, subtract equal. Oh, okay. Current health is equal to current health minus amount. Gotcha, I remember now. Modified. Updated. 584 lines of code, guys. That's ridiculous. Player parse. Whoops. Parse that. Let's see what it's asking for. Health count. Okay, what's next? Hold on. What was that supposed to do? Oh, wait, console. Let's check console. H, I think. Oh, yeah, H. Damage health is now... Oh, okay, I see. That worked. Yeah, you guys see that console log? Health is now... And then if I keep pressing H, it'll respawn me to the beginning when I die. Player died. Okay. That worked. The console shows took 10 damage when I press H, and player at 0 health also respawning works. How do we implement the UI for these events? Do you guys think we should do green? Oh no, god damn it. I stopped it. I was trying to X out of this. Do you guys think we should do pink or yellow? Let's see. I kind of like pink. That's great. Okay. Oh no, I should have. Oh, sick. Okay. That's great. The fact that the console is logging the damage and respawns means all the logic in the script is working perfectly. The script is already trying to update the UI, but it's like shouting a name in an empty room. It's looking for an HTML element with the ID health count, but that element doesn't exist in your HTML file yet. To make the UI visible, we just need to create the HTML elements and add some CSS to style them. I'll create an index HTML and style CSS file for you that includes the new health display along with the ammo crosshair UI already discussed. FPS UI HTML. This file now has a div with the exact ID health count. Oh wait. You'll just need to integrate these HTML changes into your main projects and the UI should appear immediately. Okay. Index. So what do I name? What do I name the... Do I just name it index.html? I think it's FPS UI HTML. Rename FPS UI UI.html. This guy here. FPS UI styles. Hold on, because I think this is the current styles.css. I think you lost your memory about what we were doing. Also, I have a bunch of HTML files already. So should I still name and create a file called index.html, or should we create FPS UI.html and use that? Please advise. Please advise. That's funny. What do I want out of life? That's a good question. Who asked that? Nobody. I did. Just kidding. I want water. Something went wrong. What do you mean something went wrong? You're absolutely right. My apologies. I got my context mixed up and was working from a different CSS style CSS. Thank you for providing your current file. This clears things up. I see the core issue. Script we built is looking for elements using get element by ID. Example ID health count, ID ammo count. Shit. your style set to classes. This mismatch why nothing is appearing. The best and cleanest fix. Where are we? The best and cleanest fix is to make the HTML, CSS all agree. To answer your other question, yes, let's create a new separate. This is a great idea. Yeah, I think I'm like overloading the memory on Gemini's servers or something. We need more AI investments. We need more infrastructure for bigger data centers so that we can create entire games. But yes, I think I need a refresh. Let's retake this, paste it. Keeping in mind that we have a styles.css file with the following code. Hold on. Here, I think this. Hold on, because I think what happened is when he added the health elements, I wonder if he's, let's see, with the following code. Let's just do this way. Let's just tell him that we have the styles.css because he glitched out last time when I didn't tell him about that. That's great. The fact that the console is logging the damage and respawns means all the logic in the script is working perfectly. The script is already trying to update the UI, but it's likely shouting a name of room. The problem is that styles you provide doesn't have any styles for health count, so the text is probably invisible or hidden. It's styling classes in script, and the script are using IDs like ammo count. No, it's not. It's working. Crosshair UI. Why are you changing shit, man? It was working, bro. Instead of styles classes like ammo display, the CSS style, the IDs, ammo count, health count, crosshair UI that your script and HTML are already using. Health count, HUD container, kept crosshair, the styles and crosshair will make your existing crosshair HTML visible. Crosshair display. Why are you changing it, bro? Just replace with the current, and your UI should appear immediately and update it correctly when you. All right, I have faith in you. See if that works, or if you broke it. Launch. If this works, I will be very surprised. Nope, he broke it. Nope, go back to the original. I knew it would break. Okay, you know what we should do, actually? We should really create a checkpoint. Current features of the game include gun. Wait, is the gun still working? Like the. Hold on. Is the gun aim down sight still working? Okay, reload still working, all that stuff. Okay. Control S. Current features of the game include gun, shooting, tracers, muzzle flash, sound effects for shots, empty clip, and reloading. Also gun UI for updated ammo when unloading clip. Reloading text UI when reloading. What else is it doing? Reloading text UI when reloading. I kind of I'll do that later. Reloading text UI when reloading. Aim down sight. Iron sight view when right clicked, as well as camera zoom. What else does it do? What else does this game do? It has what features? Tracers, muzzle flash, sound effects for shots, empty clip, and reloading. Aim down sight, iron sight view when right clicked, as well as camera zoom. Aeroboticar controls, flight controls, as well as thruster, tilt rotor, animation, jumping still buggy on left side of road. What else does it have? Map is built with buildings down a stretch of straight road. Boundaries contain player within level. Create checkpoint. I should have made a checkpoint yesterday, but we made some progress, so. Okay, hold on. Let me see if H is still. Mm-hmm. Impressive. Whoever figured this out is a straight up genius. No, do not change stuff to use ID instead of classes because that breaks the entire game UI. Here's the CSS that is working. Only add the UI class for the health stuff based on the working first person movement script you gave me. Here's the style code again. Only add, don't change anything. Can't believe this is working, man. Like I usually run into some sort of like bug or glitch with like memory issues, or I kind of am running into that right now with Gemini, but overall, like, we added those tracers to the gun. That was impressive. The muzzle flash, that was pretty cool. The aim down sight. Jumping's not working, but I mean, it should be. Not sure why. I mean, you're 100% correct. My apologies. Please keep going. Please keep going. It gave me an error. We need to make 2 changes to fix this. First, here's the update to style to add the new health display class, just as you asked. I'll position it above the ammo display. See, like, this is the type of stuff I run into. But I guess this is normal. Like, I can't complain. I mean, I'm very spoiled when it comes to coding because I have a AI coding assistant right here that just does everything for me. And the geniuses at Google and OpenAI and all the people working on artificial intelligence figured out how to make this possible, where people like me who have limited coding syntax knowledge can kind of just prompt the AI to do it for you, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna stop this response and restart because I think I broke it. See, right here, down here, reconciling styles and IDs, correcting ID usage, adapting script to CSS, adjusting script logic, resolving something. I misunderstood how your UI was set up. You're correct that the script should find the elements by their ID, like health count, which is what the script... See, look, it's getting stuck. Immersive content redacted for brevity. Crosshair display, okay. Health update, health display. Okay. I knew it was just like a little bit, but here we go. Parse this. There should be health count right here, health count, and a max health. Let's see if that opens the UI, or now just make sure your index HTML file has a div for the health with both the ID for the script and the style for the class. Sorry again for the confusion. The setup will perfectly. Okay, so script. FPS UI. Let's rename this to index HTML. Put this in there. I'm a little bit lost right now. Launch. Let's see if that works. I think what happened is when Gemini crashed because of all the data. Here, let me just prompt it. That didn't work. Here's the first person movement.js script that does work in the console in terms of the health updating when pressing H. I just need... Hey, thanks for coming to my stream. I just need the HTML and CSS to match what you gave me. Also, I don't think I have an index.html file on PlayCanvas. I need a new HTML file named something that plugs into the first person movement.js that integrates with the first person movement.js that you wrote. I need a new HTML file named something that integrates with the first person that you wrote and the CSS I have. taking this script that I'm attaching, do whatever is necessary in terms of creating the HTML and CSS updates. Okay. I think that's something that work in a console. Taking the script that I'm attaching, do whatever is necessary in terms of creating the HTML to make the health, death, and respawn events work. I might have to prompt it a few times, but I feel like that was a pretty good prompt right there. Finalizing the HTML asset. You're absolutely right. My apologies. My brain was stuck on a regular web project, but you're in PlayCanvas. See, it did erase its memory. It didn't even know I'm in PlayCanvas, which works differently. You don't have a main index file. You have assets. This makes perfect sense now. Your first person movement script is working and looking for an HTML element with the ID health count, but that element doesn't exist in your scene. Here's the plan to fix this using the PlayCanvas workflow. I'll create a new tiny HTML file. You will need to create a new HTML asset in your PlayCanvas and paste the code into it. I will update your existing CSS file in the canvas to add the health display class, just as we discussed. Here's the files. I knew it. Health-UI. I'm like, why are you creating an index? health-UI.html. Crucial next steps in PlayCanvas. Now that you have these assets, you need to tell PlayCanvas to use them. Create the HTML asset in your PlayCanvas. Paste the div from the file above into it. Find your UI entity in your scene hierarchy. Find the entity that manages your UI. This is often an entity with the screen component, or it might be where you have your other UI, HTML, CSS assets loaded. Add the UI. Select your UI entity in the inspector. Add a new element, component element. Change the type of this new text to text asset from that into the HTML on the element component. Drag your main styles asset. This will load the new div onto your scene. Okay. Wait, but oh, wait, we didn't update the UI. Oh yeah, I forgot your memory was wiped recently when you crashed. Here is the UI.js. Please update it so that it implements the first person movement.js script. UI, this guy. Got it. Thank you for providing the UI.js script. My apologies for the memory. That was my fault. You're correct. The UI script is what's responsible for creating the elements. Okay. Crosshair. Initial state. Okay, create UI element. Health display. Alright, I'm gonna need you. Oh shit, no, hold on, my bad. I am new to coding. Can you please take the entire script and add to it? Don't subtract or do anything or redact anything for brevity, so that I can copy the entire thing and replace what I currently have in the editor. I'm not sure like where to what that like. No problem at all. I can be confusing when you're just getting started, and seeing the complete file is much easier. Here's the entire UI exactly as I have it, but with the new lines added. Just remember, after you save this, you'll need to go to your UI entity and drag your health asset. Okay. See, that's what I was like thinking. I was like, don't we have to do anything in the UI? But he forgot. He forgot about that. We crashed. Health UI. Okay. That should make the UI pop up now. H. Yes. Nice. Nice. You guys see that right there in the... I'll try to zoom in. See it? Health. And then if I move to, like, say over here, and then die, it respawns me. Okay. Cool. Now what do we do? I mean... That's pretty cool. It functions. How long have we been streaming? 2.5 hours. Sorry, let me not take any breaks. I mean, 3 hours is usually when I start to be like, okay, that's enough. Okay. Well, thanks for everyone who joined today and watched me do that. The health is here. The health is I mean, when I die, I kind of want it to be like red. You know, when I'm like 40 health, I want the screen to sort of pulsate red. And then as I die, I want the screen to go to black and then load for a little bit. Or have some sort of like you died like UI screen. Or like a, you know, even if it just says you died when it respawns. Right? And then that's it. And that's really it. It's really that simple. I think that's the last thing I'm going to do today, because my back's starting to hurt. Okay, so that worked. I want there to be a sort of red pulsing screen when my health is low. And when I die, I want there to be text that says you died, so that the player isn't let's not write that. So that the player isn't surprised. So that the player isn't surprised when they respawn. What do you think? Yeah, that's an excellent idea. Adding visual feedback for damages and health makes the game feel much more responsive and professional. The player will instantly understand what's happening. This is a multi-step process, but it's very logical. We need to create the new HTML elements, the red pulse, and you died text in your UI script. Style them in your style.css file to make them pulse and be centered. Control them from first-person movement script, hiding them based on health. Here are the files you need to update and create. Update UI, the file in your canvas. Okay, hold on. This is the updated UI. See, it crashed again. He's doing too much. He needs to do one thing at a time, you know? Like, first do this, and then let me know when you're done, and then let's move on to the next step afterwards. Let's do that UI. Let's see if this updates. Low health pulse and death text. Okay. Low health. Anything? Okay. So UI HTML. New HTML. Rename. Low health pulse.html. It just has nothing in it. death text. Death text has "you died" in it. Copy and paste that. And then UI HTML low health or death text is right here. Low health pulse HTML is right there. Parse it. Launch. Let's see if "you died" shows up. Let's see if "you died" shows up. HHHHHHH. "You died" does not show up yet. Update your. I will only add the new classes to your existing CSS file. Oh. Oh. Okay. The code needs to be copied. I was. Okay, hold on. Low health pulse. The class. And then death text. Code. Like that. Let's see if that works. Nope, the "you died" does not work. Select your UI entity in the PlayCanvas hierarchy. You will see 2 new empty slots in the inspector. This is the most important step. I'll update the script to control these. Let's talk to Gemini. Can you also create a Minecraft game? Let's talk to Gemini. Where's video games? Start a new chat. I'm not sure what you're saying. A time and complement. A time and complement. I'm not sure what you're saying. Update first person movement.js. This is the most important part. I'll update the script to control these new elements. I'm adding a 3-second delay between death and respawn so the player can read the text. Your final step, super important. After you update all those files, create the 2 new HTML low health pulse. Low health pulse. And death text. Select your UI entity in the PlayCanvas. Low health and death text. I did that. Now when you press H, the screen should pulse red when your health hits 0. Okay, hold on. You didn't update first person movement. Please, I didn't get the updated first person movement file script. Here it is again. Please don't redact anything for brevity. Only add. I am new at this. I need the entire code intact with just the added stuff for the low health and "you died" stuff added. All right. Let's talk to Gemini. Can you also create a Minecraft game? Why would I create a Minecraft game if Minecraft already exists? I mean, I'm sure I could create a Minecraft game, but Minecraft, you can just go to minecraft.com and play that. Like, why do you want me to reinvent the wheel? This is something original. I mean, there are game mechanics that I'm using that have been developed already. I'm just kind of spinning off of stuff that already works, and creating my own little story behind it. So you got it. My apologies for that. It's completely my fault. Here's the entire first-person movement script. I have not redacted or removed anything. I have only added the new code for the low health pulse, you die text, and respawn timer exactly as we discussed. You can copy this whole first and paste file and paste it directly into your first-person movement script on a PlayCanvas editor. Just a reminder, the script now depends on the other files we talked about. To make this work, you still need to update UI.js like we did before to add the new attributes and create the elements. Update style CS to add the new CSS class, low health, pulse, and death. Create the 2 new HTML assets in PlayCanvas. Select your entity. Drag these new HTML assets into the slots that appear. Once you do the script's working perfectly. 700 lines of code. I'm getting into the groove of things, I must say. I'm like starting to understand what's happening and stuff, so. Did this parse anything? Yep. Okay, thank you. Lastly, CSS. I did not get the updated CSS file. Here it is again. Please add the update. Don't redact anything for brevity. You got it. My sincere apologies. That CSS file was missing. Here's the complete CSS file. Taking all existing code and just added the new styles for the low health pulse and the you die text at the very bottom. You can safely copy this entire block of code and paste it in your style CSS asset in PlayCanvas. This file now contains all your original styles plus the new keyframes and classes for the health effects. Just remember that you'll also need to update the UI, JS, and new HTML assets for this to work. Alright. Sick. It should work now. Oh, nice. Oh, it's flashing when I'm 10 health. That's sick. You died. Oh, and it respawns. Oh my god. That is so cool. When does it start flashing though? Like 10 health or what? I could probably do that myself without asking Gemini. Where would that be? Max health. Low health style. Low health element. Max health times 0.3. Current. Oh, so at 30 health. I wonder if I change this to 0.5. If that will change it. Parse scripts. Yep. Nice. Okay, 40 health. I want it to be at 40 health. Let's see if that works. Okay. And then you died. I feel like this guy, the barrel entry, the barrel entry guy is a little bit, you need to go to the left a little bit. That's better. And then up a little bit. That's better. Alright, but when I die, I want to be able to regenerate health. After a certain time. I think this is the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to end the stream. Because I'm coming up on 3 hours. Thank you. I would like to I would like the player to regenerate health, though. Health after some time of not being hurt. After not taking damage. I'd like the player to regenerate health after some time of not taking damage. I would like the... I think that makes sense. Safety. Safety, no codes. You guys play that game? That's a classic and excellent mechanic. It really helps balance the gameplay. To make that happen, we need to modify the first-person script. Since that's where all the health logic is, we can do this in the style CSS file. Oh, we can't do this. I was going to say you can do this. The plan would be to add 2 new attributes to script. Regenerate delay, how long to wait for being hit. Example, 5 seconds. And regeneration rate, how much health per second you get back. Add a timer variable that resets to 0 every time you take damage. In the update function, we'll check if the player is alive and hurt. If they are, we'll increase the timer. Once the timer passes the regeneration delay, we'll start adding health back based on the regeneration rate until the player is at full health. If you can provide me with the first-person script like you did before, I'll be happy to add that new logic in for you. Okay, sure thing. Here it is. Remember to please only add, don't redact anything. I need the entire code without comments, redacting functions for brevity. Oh man. They're working on quantum computers now. I think that's pretty cool. I wonder what that's going to look like. Sometimes I wish I was smart enough to push the boundaries of human... What's the word? The circle of knowledge. Push the boundaries of the circles of knowledge and contribute instead of just being a loser who sits in his mom's basement and copies Gemini's code into stuff that's already existed and just creating a story behind it. Like I'm very much kind of like a marketing engineer kind of person, I guess you could say, like someone who tries to advertise things that, like, advertise ideas, but in a very mechanical way where I do my best to gear things together and make them function in the real world. I think that's the best way to describe me. Is I'm like a micro influencer, like around my friends and stuff. I can get people to do things because my spatial intelligence is high, and I can manipulate objects with my mind and create functional ideas. I think that's why I'm in the position I am today, because I used to do that a lot as a kid. Anyways, 746 lines of code. Let's go, Gemini. Of course, that's a great mechanic to add. I've taken the entire first-person script you provided and added the health regeneration logic. I haven't redacted or removed anything, only added the new parts. Here's the complete updated file. What I added: new attributes. Added regeneration delay, default 5 seconds, and regeneration default 10 HP per second to the attribute section. Initialize. Added this time since last hit equals 0 to track time. Update DT. Added a new health regeneration block. This block checks if you're alive and hurt, waits for the delay, and then adds health back over time, updating the UI as it goes. Take damage function. Added this dot time since last hit equals 0 to this function, so the regeneration timer resets every time you get hit. Respawn function and on death function. Added this dot time since last hit equals 0 to these functions, as well to reset the timer. Update health display function. Made a small tweak to math.sealed function, the health, so it displays as 100 instead of 99.999 when regenerating. See, I would never know. I would never know to do that if I was doing this myself. Update low health effect function. Change the low health pulse to trigger at 40% from 30% so you can see it a bit earlier. No, I did that. And you're taking credit for it. After you paste this into your script, just select your player entity in PlayCanvas. You'll see the new regeneration delay and regeneration rate attributes in the inspector, which you can now tweak to balance your game. That's amazing. Thank you so very much, Gemini. What did we just do? Oh, health regeneration. Okay. Player parse. Low health pulse, health count. Let's launch it. See if it works. Okay, nothing broke. HHH. Let's see if health regenerates. Oh, yep, it's regenerating. Oh my god, that's so cool. Should we add an Wait, what? 30 out of 100? Why is it 30 out of 100? 100 ammo. Where would that be? Okay, but why does my ammo now display 30 out of 100 instead of 30 out of 30 on game load, on game launch? That's a classic copy paste bug, and it's 100% my fault. I'm sorry about that. When I was adding the health regeneration, I must have copied the health logic into the ammo logic by mistake. In your first person movement script, the update ammo display function is incorrectly using this max health instead of this max ammo. Here's the diff to fix that one line in first person. I've changed this max health back to this max ammo inside that function. My apologies for that oversight. Okay. Where did you put that? Max ammo. I think he fixed it, and this is the new code for that. Hold on. I wonder if I can go in and fix it myself. First person movement. Max health. Oh, is that it? Nope. Is that it? Nope. That's weird, because I don't see... Huh. Well, maybe I just can't see it. Let's see if that works. Parse. We're almost done here, guys. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, he fixed it. You died. Okay, and with that being said, see the health updating? It's health regenerating right there. With that being said, I think I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this far and you're here, I see you. I would recommend going back to the beginning of the stream and rewatching it. It was very eventful. We did a lot. And yeah. Oh, you guys, you can't even see the game. Here, let me make this really small. See? Here, let me make the game big. So here's the health on the side. Okay, here it is when you're flying the Aeroboticar. Notice how the health regenerates after 5 seconds. Oh, it's not regenerating. Oh, now it's regenerating. Oh, when I get in the Aeroboticar, Health stops regenerating. Alright, well, I'll fix that tomorrow. Okay. Okay, that's a bug that I have to tell Gemini about. But we'll fix that tomorrow. Or something. And let me just make myself a little bit bigger. But yeah, thanks for coming, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you guys have any suggestions for the game, what you want to see in terms of story, like enemies, I have an idea for that. But if you want to see any like hidden Easter eggs that you want to implement into the game, like I was thinking under the map we can have like a glitch, like a if you fall into one of the under one of the buildings, there will be like a underneath level, like hell or something that only you guys know about. I don't know. It's ambitious. But I want to, I mean, you know, I want to go as long as I can with this. Make this really polished, and so that when I launch it, it's like a full game, and that's going to take time. You know, I can only do 3 hours a day because that makes things manageable. If I do more than 3 hours, I will burn out. With that being said, I'm going to end the stream now. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody who comes. I'll see you guys next time.